Hello and welcome to this week's Ram Report. I'm Maverick Ballo here talking with the varsity baseball coach, Adam Woolley, on this year's baseball season.
Hey, Maverick.
Coach Woolley, with the team you guys have put together this year, how do you think the season will go?
It's an interesting dynamic of a group here. We had a young team last year, a relatively young team, and again, we're young as well. And I know that sounds kind of weird to say, but the general makeup of the middle infield is either a group of sophomores or younger, inexperienced juniors that are playing out there, with the exception of Brendan Heigl, who will be patrolling center field for us. So it's a young team that has two seniors that play a lot, and then a number of guys who are still basically learning the game, getting some experience on the fly, and then also coming along in development as the games progress.
A young team's never a bad team.
No, it's not a bad team.
Have you made any coaching changes this year to change things up?
As far as like me personally?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I always try to develop myself as a coach, you know, in the season and try to adapt to the type of players that I have. So, yeah, I mean, there's been a couple of different things that we've done differently. This year, the emphasis is a lot more on repetitions and also teaching the game. What I've discovered over the course of this season, even with the guys that we've had, is we've got a lot of talent, but there's a lack of overall understanding of the greater game of baseball. So I see it as my job to, A, get them the reps, and then B, teach them the nuances of the game. So little things that occur even in between innings, on the field, things like what are called double cuts, you know, executing within counts, knowing what a positive count is and all that other good stuff. So from a coaching standpoint, the fundamentals are still there from the root of what I've tried to do from a program, but we're also adding a lot more to it because there's so much more that we have to teach being a young team.
And that's something we could fix easily.
Yeah, I believe so.
And then compared to last year's team, what do you think this year's team will be doing differently?
I think there's more of a team emphasis this season. We had a good group of kids come through here last year, but a lot of them were concerned with individual stats and, you know, what that individual person was doing in each individual situation. And they played well during the season, but overall I see this team a lot more of a cohesive unit that will come together in the long term. To give you an indication, our first game we played poorly in most facets of the game. Defensively, pitching was subpar, but where we really were lacking was our execution at the bat. And what we did was put an emphasis on understanding counts, looking at the approach, looking at different ways that we get into the batter's box. And the change in the outcome of how we hit in the second game compared to the first already at this point in the season was exponential. It was a completely different team. And as a result, we played a much better baseball game. So, I mean, you look at the schedule that we play, it's a difficult schedule. We have to come mentally prepared to play every single game. And I think that does well for us as a team overall. We could play a bunch of teams that are easier on our schedule for us to play, but I like to have the difficult challenges and then see how we can adapt and how we can adjust in order for us to learn how we can win those games. Because come playoff time, what happens is that every game's treated that way, exactly. And you've got to prepare yourself to win.
All right. Practice doesn't make perfect, though.
Well, perfect practice makes
That's true.
Perfect.
All right, thank you, Mr. Woolley. All of us here at the Ram Report look forward to watching you guys play.
Thanks, Maverick. We're going with a left-handed shake?
Yeah.
All right.